people status, the Moshiach conquering the world. All of these ideas do not originate in the Talmud. They all come directly from the Torah. Dan Bilzerian on Pete, of course. All these guys that never talked about Jews pronounce all these. He calls it the Talmud, like pronounces everything wrong. And now these are the spokesmen and the figureheads for the anti-Zionist movement. Candace Owens, who was made famous by Dennis Prager and Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro, and now is keeping all of the opposition looking loony and on the Christian paradigm from the Christian standpoint.
Question where, so you think the Middle East and the world would be a better place if Israel didn't exist?
Yes.
Okay.
Israel's committed, so many terrorist attacks. They're stealing land right now. They're operating apartheid. They're currently committing a genocide.
All true.
Palestinians. Like, do you?
And here's the thing. I don't think Dan's Christian. I highly doubt he's a Christian. So he needs to be green-pilled. We need to green-pill Dan.
They're committing?
I think they're fighting for themselves and they're defending themselves.
Do you think that's defense?
Well,
when 1,200 people died, and of which the 1,200 you've killed and admitted that you've killed a lot during, your handle.
I will tell you this. The part I question where people who are Jewish can't stand when I say this, I don't know how you, Netanyahu, claim you have the best intelligence in the world, Mossad, and you didn't know that on October 7th they're attacking.
They knew about it. They didn't. They wanted it to happen, so they had a reason to take that. Yeah, they wanted a reason to take the land.
I totally get it.
And they killed their own citizens. And they claimed that all these people got raped. That was bullshit. They claimed beheaded babies. That was bullshit. Everything that they said was a fucking complete. Not only was it a lie, but they
imagine if he just added this instead of just talking about the Talmud. He said the whole Torah Yahweh agenda is all about their Moshiach and them, the chosen people, ruling the world. Imagine if he just said that. That would be, and then they try to go, oh, that's anti-Semitic, you're lying. You could so easily prove it. Show a few verses from the Torah, game over. Show a couple rabbi clips, it's over. The whole house of cards will come crumbling down if that's the narrative. Real opposition to Judaism says your prophecies are fake, your book is fake, your God's fiction, you were never chosen, your covenant's not real, and we're not going to bow down to your Messiah ever. That's real opposition. Not, well, you were chosen, but then you messed up, and now we worship your Messiah because you rejected him. One's a controlled opposition, one's real opposition.
They committed all those atrocities themselves to the Palestinians and been caught doing it. In fact, they just got caught gang raping Palestinians. How many babies have they killed? All the things that they accuse the Palestinians of, or Hamas of, or whatever, they're guilty of 100-fold themselves.
It's true. Trash Nuts 34 says, watch Charles Giuliani's videos on his Christendom 2 Odyssey channel. He's got a recent 3-part series titled The Tower of Babel and the New World Order that expands on what you're talking about. Somebody else sent me a link that I have saved to watch him. They said one of his recent videos was real good. We'll try to get him back on the show soon. Haven't been having much guests. Should I stream all 5 days again this week? I'm going to go all Monday through Friday again. I have to. As long as you guys are down, you guys are here to support, I'll be here every day.
And they've been doing that. October 7th wasn't the start of this. The start of this was Nakba. They've done so many.
I don't disagree. Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yeah, so this is not it's not like October 7th is it's all of a sudden they just came over there unsolicited and just killed people. They have been killing Palestinians for years and years, operating 2 sets of justice. It's they have the justice for the Palestinians and the justice for the Israelis. And if you read the Talmud, if you're not Jewish, you're basically not a human. You're like cattle. If a Jew is.
Your cattle, I love the way he says Talmud, and I've heard him say it several times. Please, somebody close to Dan, can you give him the proper pronunciation? It'll really help the credibility as he speaks on it. Never heard anybody say Talmud.
It's all of a sudden they just came over there unsolicited and just killed people. They have been killing Palestinians for years and years, operating 2 sets of justice. They have the justice.
He's got a great beard.
The justice for the Israelis. And if you read the Talmud, if you're not Jewish, you're basically not a human. You're like cattle. If a Jew.
But the Christians are proud cattle. They call themselves sheep in a flock, following their shepherd following their Jewish shepherd, their Jewish king. They're proud sheep in a flock. So why are you going to get mad? How are you going to criticize? Christians can't have no ground to stand on criticizing the Talmud for comparing Gentiles to cattle. When you say in the you believe the New Testament and say that you're sheep following your shepherd. I can criticize it. I'll say, Christians, stop being sheep. Stop being slaves, bowing down in fear, trembling, licking the dust before the God of the Jews.
Is killed by, somebody that's not Jewish, then it's the death penalty. If a Jew kills somebody that's not a Jew, then, you can't kill them. It's not the death penalty. Like they literally like segregate in their Bible.
They're very protective of themselves. I don't think anybody can debate that. I don't think it's a...
Well, it's not the problem isn't that they're protective of themselves. The problem comes when you think that you're better than other people and you think it's okay to lie to anybody that's not a Jew. You think it's okay to steal from people that are not a Jew. You have two sets of standards. The problem with that is it allows you to rationalize anything, right? And human beings are generally self-serving creatures. So if your fundamental religious belief system allows you to...
He's pretty sharp. If he just needs a little bit of the green pill inserted in this, and he'd be very powerful.
Operate in such a way that you believe there isn't consequences to stealing from other people, killing other people, raping, kids that are under 9 years old. Like if you think those things are okay.
And the whole Bible, the root of the Talmud, the Torah, the Tanakh, it's all about just conquering the nations with their Messiah. Their God conquering all the other religions, all the other cultures and myths and traditions, and having everybody as basically slaves, bowing down, trembling in fear, worshiping their God. Boom. That would be so based. Then it would be like,
welcome to the real world.
Then you really escape the Judeo matrix when you call out the whole thing. I just need to Google if Dan is a Christian. It might say it. Can somebody Google it and tell me in the comments? That would be great.
Then, how are you going to operate? Because to me, like my moral code keeps me on track.
So
you think the Talmud? Here's another one.
Things that they've done so many things that, would constitute an act of war against us. I mean, USS Liberty, Lebanon Affair, it can go on and on and on and on and on. But, I think they knew about 9/11. I think they had JFK assassinated. The first thing that he wanted to do, right before he died was, make AIPAC a foreign entity, and not allow them to have nukes. And then all of a sudden this fucking guy's dead. And Jack Ruby, who is Jack Rubenstein, it's just like, and then you just, I don't know, man, I can't ignore all the shit that they've done. They sold our secrets. Netanyahu lied to us about weapons of mass destruction. We fought all these fucking wars. My friends have died over there. And
he's crushing, guys. He's crushing.
I just look at what they provided us with, and it's
having a bunch of celebrities talking like this, but with also calling out the Torah.
Nothing. It's like a negative, it's not, even if they just didn't do jack shit, that would be, bad, but they've actually done things to hurt us over and over and over again. So like this whole thing of they're our greatest allies, just complete fucking bullshit. And, we send them $100 billion, then they send AIPAC $100 million, and then they distribute it to our politicians, and every politician has a little fucking AIPAC handler walking around and telling them what to fucking say and how to vote. And it's just like,
okay, guys, I might be really disappointed right now. That's my religion. Do the right thing. 3 days ago on the PDD podcast.
Do the fucking right thing. Like, that's my religion. Do the fucking right thing. You know what it is, everybody's kind of got their confidence on here, a sociopath or something like that. Like, so just do the right thing and, don't fuck people over, treat others as you want to be treated. I think there's a lot of knowledge in the Bible. I think there's a lot of good quotes in there.
Okay, Dan, there's a lot of really bad quotes in there too. Okay. You can't look past the bad quotes, which form the foundation of the overall picture.
But as far as like traditional mainstream religion, I'm not, if I were to be anything, maybe Christian. I like the Muslims. I think that they have a pretty peaceful religion. They get a really bad rap in the media. But I've met a lot of Muslims and they're,
Does he not know the history of like the Muslim conquest?
Pretty morally sound for the most part.
Oh, man. Uh-oh. We might be in trouble. I think he might be stuck on the Judeo plantation. Genetics Matters made a great meme here. This is how people like Candace Owens poisoned the well on the JQ. This is great. Here, we'll blow this up even bigger. And boom. All right. So we got the NPCs. We got your Wojaks here, your normies, and they go, maybe I should look into this. Do the Jews hate us? USS Liberty, supremacist rabbis, Balfour Declaration, Apollo Affair, Demona inspections, Frankfurt School, oral circumcision, Goyim, mitzvah to genocide. So all the legitimate criticisms, the tinfoil hats, conspiracy people online talking about, the Fed goes, oh no. The Kabbalists go, oh no. The happy merchant goes, oh no. And then boom, to the front of the pack, the controlled opposition, the Abrahamic controlled opposition. Jews killed Jesus. Talmud's bad, Torah good. The earth is flat. Christ is king. Trust the plan. They worship the devil. Christ is king. And then the normies go, this is silly. You guys are just insane. Walk away. And that's how it works. There's your graphic representation of how it works. Where am I wrong?